ChatGPT said. The hallway echoed with the slam. A door, solid oak and unforgiving, thundered shut. Mark's hands were still trembling, his jaw clenched. He didn't look back. Behind the door, a soft whimper seeped through the cracks. It had been a long day, the kind that starts wrong and rolls downhill from there. Mark's boss had publicly humiliated him in a morning meeting. His car died on the highway during lunch. A letter from his ex-wife had arrived just before he got home, reminding him once again that she had moved on and their daughter now called someone else Dad. So when the puppy chewed up his only pair of running shoes, the ones he'd used to train for a marathon, the ones that still smelled like effort and hope, he snapped. He didn't hit the puppy. He didn't scream. He just picked the tiny golden retriever up, marched down the hallway, opened the laundry room door, dropped him inside, and slammed it shut like a prison cell. "Stay there," he muttered. He walked back to the living room, collapsed on the couch, and buried his face in his hands. The silence was thick, heavy, the kind that wraps around your chest and squeezes until all that's left is your heartbeat and your regret. 10 minutes passed, then 20. No barking, no scratching, just silence. That was worse. Mark stood up. Part of him said, "Don't. He needs to learn." But a louder part, the part that used to sing lullabies to his daughter at 2 a.m., the part that still kept her crayon drawings taped inside his closet, said otherwise. He walked back down the hallway. The door felt heavier than it had earlier. He turned the knob. The puppy was sitting exactly where he had been left, in the corner, quiet still, not asleep, just waiting. Something about that broke Mark in a way he wasn't ready for. He knelt down. The puppy didn't flinch, just tilted his head, like he was studying Mark's face the same way a child studies the sky before the first thunderclap. "I'm sorry," Mark whispered, his voice cracking under the weight of it. That's when the puppy did something that shattered him. He took 2 tentative steps forward and gently placed one paw on Mark's knee. That was it. Not a leap, not a lick, not tail wagging forgiveness. Just a small, trembling gesture that said more than words ever could. "You hurt me, but I trust you anyway." Mark let out a sob, sudden and unfiltered, the kind that tastes like rust and memories. He picked the puppy up and cradled him against his chest. The fur was warm, the heartbeat small but steady, the smell of shampoo and chewed-up rubber, the smell of new beginnings. "I don't know how to do this," he whispered, "but I'm going to try." He sat there on the laundry room floor for a long time, just holding him. Later that night, he took out his phone and posted a photo. The puppy, curled up asleep on his chest, his paw still resting on Mark's shirt. No filters, no hashtags, just a single sentence. "Hey forgave me when I couldn't even forgive myself." By morning, the post had gone viral. Tens of thousands of comments. People sharing stories of second chances, of forgiveness that came on 4 legs, of dogs that found people just as much as people found dogs. One message stood out. It was from his ex-wife. She wrote, "Our daughter would love to meet your new friend. Maybe it's time." Mark stared at the screen for a long time. Then he looked down at the puppy, now chewing gently on a sock like nothing had ever happened. He smiled. "Yeah," he whispered. "Maybe it is."